Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, it's your host, Quis, and this is the Couch. Shouts out, I have a guest with me on the phone. Still have not got a physical guest yet. That's kind of sad, but it is pending. But please, my guest, she is a very intelligent young woman, someone I've known for a very long time. Her name is Nikki. And Nikki, please say hello to the 13 people watching.
Hey, what's going on, Q's Couch? It's Nikki. How y'all doing?
I'm pretty sure they're doing good. One day we'll get a nice little, back and forth where we can have more interaction. I want to do like a live streaming situation where, we could just have people, interact and stuff. And I'm obviously not up to that technological capability yet, but man, my ideas in this big old head, sky's the limit. So, Nikki, we were talking briefly before the show started about what issues you might want to deal with. And you said, well, I'll let you say what you said. As far as what issues would you want to discuss on the couch today?
Well, what I said is we could go all over the place with it. I don't really have anything specific that I want to share with the world or anything like that. At least not right at this moment.
All right. Well, let me run down some trending topics or some big issues that's going on, and we can go from there. First off the bat. So as everyone knows, R.I.P. M Bone, who, if you don't know, he was the member of Cali Swag District who was shot and killed on his 22nd birthday from the song Teach Me How to Dougie. It's sad because certain people, and not just someone that I'm very close to on Facebook, but a lot of people are making jokes like, oh, he didn't teach somebody how to Dougie right, or, this stuff that my response is too soon. So then people are like, well, why, be so sad about somebody you never knew? But it's like, it's a loss of life and it's tragic. And to make a joke about it the day after, to me, is beyond insensitive. And my problem is people are always like, oh, you're too sensitive. What is your response to the idea that the value of life is something that, you can joke about?
Well, I think with everyone joking about the death so soon after, it just goes to show where our society is. Everyone is cold and heartless, and it's not affecting people like it should. That's somebody's child, Somebody's mother to be looking at the news, the internet, Facebook, anything, and reading these jokes. His brothers, his cousins, whoever, and just to be so insensitive, even if you didn't know him, personally. There are people who do know him personally, and it's just really sad that people are like that. That's a little ruthless,
It is,
but that's our society today. That's ruins in with the, Bin Laden's body and everything else.
You're right. It's sickening because I would like to believe that if something happened to me, people would care. And even if they didn't know me, it's like you said, that was somebody's father, husband, brother, son. And that, it hurts me that people I'm not saying like we should, erect a monument to this person any more than we should to anybody that died, but can we at least not make jokes about it? Like, I didn't even feel comfortable participating in the Osama bashing, yay! I'm like, all right, that was a criminal. That was a sickening individual, certainly. At best, he was a scumbag. At worst, he was a terrorist. But he was a human being who, the justification is he was an enemy combatant, and so he didn't deserve a trial. I just think, like, where was the forensic evidence to say that he actually committed, what he was accused of committing, the beyond of a, shadow of a reasonable doubt? And then he gets shot in the face and everybody thinks that's hilarious, and I just feel like, damn. But then at the same time, my ringtone is Osama bin Laden dead. So, it's like I'm a part of that same sickening, sickness.
Yeah, I mean, but anything that is morbidly funny is funny to most people, because I'm not going to sit there and say, oh, Nikki didn't laugh. I will say, I feel bad about laughing, but if it's funny, it's funny, and that's how, that's just how it is. That's how you're made up. You're a person. It struck you as funny. That's it.
I guess you make a good point, because when it was my cousin who made the comment, shouts out, you are, I ain't gonna blow you up, but it's crazy because I realized I wasn't mad that he made the comment. I was mad that I laughed at it inside, and, it's like, wow, what's wrong with you? So I guess you make a good point. It's really, if it's funny, it's funny, and, even if it's insensitive, sometimes I guess that's how you have to deal with something. You gotta like insulate yourself. But that being said, it's still tragic. To be shot, double tapped on your to use my good friend Maritza's shouts out to episode 5, to be double tapped on your birthday is so sickening. And that really I would hate. As I'm trying to get back to Hollywood, I'm driving around Long Beach and Inglewood or wherever, and then I get shot over some Twitter beef or there's so many rumors circulating. It's sad. So shouts out to M Bone. What'd you say?
A female or whatever.
Yeah,
money or something it was.
It's never
real stupid and little.
And then I posted a video where the members of the Cali Swag District was like the shooters didn't say anything. They just shot up, rolled up, shot up, and peeled off. I'm like, wow, like how unceremonious, like how sad and sickening is that to leave this world without even understanding of what it is. That's on some assassination, like Biggie and Pac. Like it's just the fact that anybody could play for keeps. These aren't video games. These are our lives. Once you kill somebody, they're gone. I don't understand how that could be okay in somebody's mind that I'm going to go kill this person. They're dead. Like, really? To all the killers out there, fall back, please.
We're all desensitized to the light as long as there's war going on and, tragedy and we're raised when somebody falls down, most of us are going to last. And when you're raised that way, it translates into bigger things as you get older. And that's really all it is. You got to nip that in the bud. When little kids was little playing with little guns that look like real guns and all this and that, that's when it needs to stop.
But it's something more because I played with video games and the guns and stuff, and I'm not a killer. I don't have that. I keep myself, even in self-defense, I think I may hesitate. I don't have the killer instinct. To me, it's got to be like a psychological switch that makes you a sociopath. But why do so many people have this? That's the crazy part.
Poverty, that's the answer to everything. Here I go, poverty.
But what about, wait, hold up. The biggest serial or mass murderers in the world live in gated communities.
Ted Bundy, we can go on and on.
No, I was thinking about the people I was thinking about the people who live in the White House, his estate. In 10 minutes, Truman killed, 50,000 people, and within a span of a week killed 85,000 people. He wasn't poor.
Oh, yeah.
Poverty, serial killers, and I mean, the funny thing is, that's why you say you very rarely ever see a black serial killer or mass murderer, because we ain't crazy. We know if we jaywalk, we're going to spend 25 years in jail. But you have people who commit the most heinous crimes, there are world leaders. Those are the people, the billionaires and all these government officials, they go to war and they drop bombs and they, commit acts of terrorists and they call it war. What makes anybody say I can go kill one person or 100 people or 1 million people,
And I'm going to say, I don't disagree with you at all. That's most certainly correct. But what I will say is that when you're dealing with poverty or inner city or anything like that, they are doing it, but on a smaller scale. That's where they're learning it from. They want to read 48 Laws of Power and, all this other good stuff. And they're doing it on a smaller scale. And we calling them mob bosses and, gangbangers and all that. They still doing it. It's just a much smaller scale. It's definitely, they're the leaders. They got their goons. And, they definitely got the whole organization set up where it's really like that. They really going to war out here in these streets like they really are.
Right. It seems almost like it's
serious.
It seems like it's human nature. Like we haven't progressed past the point of, rocks in clubs and drag the girl by her hair into the cave and, eating a nice, brontosaurus, burger. We really the Flintstones. We're the Flintstones and the Jetsons. We're the Jetsons meet the Flintstones. We got all these cool gadgets and technology, and we only like 2 days away from flying cars and video chatting, and yet we still go around clubbing each other to death. I mean, it's like when those two cartoons were made, they show the full potential and full range of human society, and the tragedy is that most of us are just not evolved. Like, how is that okay to not feel the need to push yourself to be a better human, to read constantly, to be open-minded and critical? Like, what is your view on why people suck so much?
Oh, goodness, because when you were talking, I was thinking the same thing. Some of us have evolved and some of us have not. And I don't know what it would take. I don't know if there's something genetically that they're not evolving with quickly, with atmosphere, would it take? Is our science doing tests on this? Can we increase people's basic intelligence? Reminds me of like Land of the Lost. You know what I'm saying? Got the little monkey dude running around and them, and it's just crazy.
Wait, you said what law?
Land of the Lost.
Land of the Lost. Right. Oh.
That's what it reminds me of. That's just what I was thinking.
Yeah, no. You know what I think though? I feel like an epiphany hit me. I was watching the Esoteric Agenda, and they were talking about group mind. And the idea that, and there's so many places when you look at quantum physics and other areas that talks about, the sharing of information across vast distances and how humans are connected, the whole global consciousness. So maybe evolution of the whole populace will happen when individuals such as ourselves push further. Simultaneously, other people will be infected by that desire. Like if I say right now, everybody who's watching this, read a book today. Read for 20 minutes to half an hour. I don't care if it's the back of a cereal box, article in Playboy. Read something. Feed your mind. That right there could lead to a positive overall change.
Definitely, because once you plant those seeds, they grow. Definitely. That's why at the end of every show, it's some kind of catchphrase or some kind of something.
Well, and I think that the society itself is driving people like me and Oprah and Deepak Chopra, and boy, did I put myself in some really, a nice little arena of individuals. But I think people, and I'm obviously on a very smaller scale. I mean, I'm reaching hundreds, whereas Oprah is reaching millions. The thing is, though, I think that the group mind, the mob mentality, pushes those of us who can lead the way in both sides. But it pushes us and someone like yourself to encourage and push and do your own, job to lead the society. We are Rudolph, and everybody else is just Prancer, Dancer, and those other, 7 or 8 reindeer that people can't really.
Can't remember their names.
Yeah, like, what, is it a Pritchard in there? What is it? Okay, Prancer, Dancer, Blitzen,
Donner.
Yeah, Donner. It's like, is one of them named Judo or Cupcake? I don't know. I was never good with group names, whether it's the dwarves or any. But if you ask me on the X-Men, I can go down the line. I can tell you the first and last name, favorite sandwich. That's the only place I can be an idiot savant of. But yeah, I think we have to be Rudolphs in this life and lead the charge of goodness. And that's how the world will get better. So if you can make the world better in your small corner, do that. Don't make it worse. If you can't, even if you're a quote unquote bad person, balance it. If you're a hired hitman, or go and visit your grandmother every Thursday. At least you might get into heaven, or you ain't got to go to the lowest level of hell. Yeah, I did kill 50 people, but I love my nana. I think that might help to weigh it out at the end.
And each little corner eventually it'll touch everybody and everybody else, and they'll all touch each other, and then the world will be changed. I don't know how many years that's going to take.
2,000-3,000. At least, maybe 10,000. It'll be when we be living on some remote, moon somewhere in a distant galaxy, and we'll be better, and we'll laugh at these times and laugh, and hopefully. But then, here we are, a couple thousand years plus removed from the caveman, and millions, check my science, I don't know. I know you ask a Christian is 6,000, you ask everybody else is a couple million. I couldn't tell you. Bottom line is, you look back as far as you can to humans, how much have we changed? So, at the rate of change that we've seen, unless the Fibonacci sequence kicks in, I don't know if we will evolve.
I'm not digging we evolving from monkeys. It seems like they getting pretty smart.
You said we what?
They know how to do it. They know how to join together and accomplish the goal. People don't do that.
You said monkeys. What'd you say about the monkeys?
I said one day they're gonna surpass us and be ruling us.
Nah, because they're gonna still fling.
Like Planet of the Apes, they're gonna be ruling us. They know how to work together for a cause, as a whole, as a group. People don't do that.
I don't know. I don't respect the entity that throws his own poo. I think that's where we'll always.
Some men do that too.
Would you say some men do that?
Most of them, lots of them.
Oh, you mean men in the general, like human, or you mean just the boys?
People.
Okay, right. Because I was like, don't get it.
People.
Listen.
Yeah, we'll correct that and say people, because that's a whole nother episode.
Yeah, it is. We will definitely have to have that conversation. So listen, we're hitting the 15-minute mark, and unfortunately, past 15 minutes, I have not found out how to get that on YouTube. But I will, if you hold on. I would like to have a part 2, or at least a whole nother episode, and we can discuss the sexes. So I'm going to go ahead and sign off. This was Quis's Couch. Always a pleasure. Nikki, any real quick want to throw something out?
Everybody watch this show, share the show, especially the episode with me on it. Yay, bye.
Thank you, Nikki. You will be seeing us again. This has been your host, Quis. We out. Deuces.